FBA fees climbing, I'm losing my grip. Storage costs rising, they'll never let me skip. Refunds I'm eating, returns pile up too. Oh, Amazon, what else will you do? I look at my dashboard, my profits erased. My margins are gone, it's a slap in the face. Prime Day's a promise, but it's such a race. How much will I make if I'm replaced? It's a cruel, cruel number. Fees keep climbing, profits torn asunder. Oh, it's cruel, the sellers wonder how to survive when the margins go under. It's a cruel, cruel number. Every month it's something new to plunder. Oh, it's cruel, it's no wonder we're stuck in this game. The algorithm's thunder.
Yo, Amazon's back, and they got a new scheme. Reimbursement slashed, it's every seller's dream. They're digging deep, taking more from the pot. Let's break it all down, expose what they got. March 25, it's a policy drop. They say manufacturing costs, but we know it's a flop. Give us your cogs, they're demanding the price. But if you don't, they'll estimate nice. Nice for them, not for you. Watch a payout shrink. That comprehensive evil is a corporate wing. Lost in the warehouse, damaged on the floor. Now they pay you pennies, not a cent more. Fees on the rise, profits on the run. They don't lift a finger, but they pocket the fun. We're fair! They shout while they cut our shares. Amazon math, man, it's full of errors. Fees, taking our dough. They're stacking the deck, and it's sellers who owe. Reimbursements? Nah, they're taking us down, but we're still here, we don't mess around. Fees, straight to the top. Amazon's game, it'll never stop. Margins tight, but we keep the grind. Sellers unite, we're one of a kind.
I try to sell my product on Amazon, thought it'd be a breeze. But little did I know I'd be stuck with seller support disease. They never seem to solve my problems, just give me the run around. I'm tired of waiting on hold. My patience is wearing thin, I'll never be found. Amazon seller support, you suck, you suck, you suck. Can't get no satisfaction. I'm out of luck, out of luck, out of luck. You don't care about my business, just trying to make a buck. Amazon seller support, you suck, you suck, you suck.
This one's for the sellers on the grind, getting left on red, wasting all their time. I hit up support, got an auto reply. Thanks for your patience, man, I wanna cry. Inventory lost, my margins are toast. The reps playing tag like the Casper the Ghost. They pass me around, it's a never-ending game. Nobody takes action, everybody shifts blame. My ASIN's down, I'm out of the race. They say they'll escalate, yo, what a disgrace. Amazon seller support, you're breaking my heart. No answers, no fixes, just tearing me apart. Hours in the queue, stuck in the dark. Amazon seller support, you're missing the mark.
Amazon game plan, that is the key. Seller central dashboard, that's where I be. Analyze the funnel, see what we lack, then we optimize. Sellers know it's a fact. I get it poppin', you know that it's lit. Climbing the rankings, ain't no room to quit. I check the data, they notice the stats. I keep the method, that's how you adapt. Metrics are showing, you know it's our cap. Amazon sellers, it's time to react. I'm about that action, I do this with passion. I got them like, whoa, what is this? Huh, whoa.
I don't know, dude. I think everybody's just buying stuff based on reviews and badges or whatever. They don't even know who we are. These customers don't even know the name of my brand, but they keep clicking add to cart like it's part of the plan. They see that Amazon badge and think it's all grand, but yo, they don't even know the name of my brand.
Click, scroll, build your store. Amazon's waiting, what you waiting for? Brand it loud, make it shine. Steven's here to drop the rhyme. Blue tiles, banners, plug and play. Your storefront's live for sell a day. Now listen up, I'm Steven Pope. Amazon guru, I'll help you cope. Step 1, get that trademark stamped. Without brand registry, your Amazon cramped. Head to Seller Central, log in quick. Manage stores tab, yeah, that's the trick. Upload your logo, flex that style. You're about to make Jeff Bezos smile. Where pick a template, marquee or grid. Drop your tiles like a branding whiz. Hero image, big and bold. This store's gonna glitter like digital gold. Flex, grow, build your store. Amazon's waiting, what you waiting for? Brand it loud, make it shine. Steven's here to drop the rhyme. Blue tiles, banners, plug and play. Your storefront's live, let's sell the day. Yo. In the trenches of the Amazon game, trying to survive while it's driving me insane. Nobody warns you, they just claim it's passive income. Nah, it's pain. I'm sitting at a birthday, laughing, chilling, next to a newbie Amazon seller spilling. She's like, Prime so smooth, it's a killer. Then tried to sell, now she's stuck in a thriller. Finding products, yeah, that's the first grind. Scrolling Alibaba, losing my mind. Sample suck, manufacturers decline. I'm like, dang, how's anyone doing this fine? Ship it in, pay for the bubble wrap, but they ship glass bottles in padded crap. Now I got hot sauce leaks, refund stack, customers pissed. Man, I'm under attack. Amazon's a beast, it's a fight, no peace. From SEO to PPC, the hustle don't cease. Think it's passive? Nah, you better increase your tolerance for chaos or face defeat. Trademark wars, brand registries a scam. They banned my brand, now I'm in a jam. Listings yanked, products ranked and tanked. Lost dogs in the catalog, my account shanked. Now let's talk ads, it's a rabbit hole. 1,000 hours deep, man, it's taking my soul. Weekly negations, bulk sheets for control. Excel's my new weapon, but it's taking its toll. SEO's no joke, keywords in the game. Alt text, A+ content, playing insane. Lifestyle shots, avatars for fame, but the CTR's low. All products look the same. Amazon's a beast, it's a fight, no peace. From SEO to PPC, from SEO to PPC, the hustle don't cease. Think it's passive? Nah, you better increase your tolerance for chaos or face defeat. Let's go to Mac School. To Mac School. Class is now in session with Professor Pope. They got the S&P cause Professor Pope wrote the recipe, helping Amazon sellers grow sales exponentially. Amazon's a jungle, but we map the strategy. Brand strategist playbook, it's a guide to victory. Troubleshooting catalogs, you know we got the answer key. Boosting all your rankings, turning sales into a legacy. SOB so deep, you think we studied at Mac School. Every step we follow leads to growth, yeah, it's a golden rule. Stuck on keywords, we'll find the ones that work the best. Using helium-10, strike distance keywords pass the test. Incremental indexing ensures the listing set to rise. From the back end to the bullets, optimization hits the skies. Brand store creation, yeah, we make it shine and flow. A+ content design makes conversions overflow. Need your images on point, best practices in the plan. Alt text and photo rules ensure your visuals command. SEO meets PPC, it's balanced, every step aligned. We'll construct the MKLs that drive rankings over time. Budget caps and bid adjustments, no more wasted spending. Segmentation builds campaigns that sellers can defend. Got a hijacker, no problem, we'll file to take them down. Review requests in action, 5-star ratings come around. Flat file updates, market share reports, it's all in reach. Professor Pope wrote the SOP so sellers learn and teach.
Meanwhile, my Amazon guys on the case, fixing up my problems at lightning pace. Ticket escalations, Mag's the boss. Even Amazon says we'll take the loss. Seller support don't know what's up. Passing the buck when the issue gets tough. They're the official team, but they can't comply. So they say, reach out to my Amazon guy. They're supposed to be the pros, but they can't decode policies and tools from their own damn road. I'm paying fees, yet they bring me stress. But Mag turns my chaos into pure success. Seller support reps, they throwing shade, but then admit, yo, Mag will get you paid. Third-party agency taking the throne while Amazon fumbles in their own damn zone. Seller support don't know what's up. Passing the buck when the issue gets tough. They're the official team, but they can't comply. So they say, reach out to my Amazon guy. So here's the truth. Let's keep it real. Mag's the team with the pro-level skill. Amazon sellers, you know the vibe when support says call Mag. They'll give you peace of mind. Amazon seller support, you can suck my image stack. Sucking is all you're good at anyway. Bezos, hit me up if you want to sell seller support. I'm buying. There's a chase. Peace.
How is it going, everybody? Welcome to the My Amazon Guy Friday live Q&A. My name is Noah Wickham. I'm VP of Sales and Marketing here at My Amazon Guy, and I am here to answer any and all of your questions. And I think I have something in my teeth. I was just eating some charcuterie before this because I was very, very hungry. And so my mouth is also kind of on fire because it had some peppers in it, which was not great. It's really funny, the seller support song that we have on before this. I was actually just yesterday talking with the VP of Worldwide Seller Support, funny enough. And so, that being said, maybe we're going to change seller support from the inside. My hair is not functioning with me today, but that's all right. We have a ton of questions as well. People got in bright and early today to ask their questions. So if you have a question or you want to get some help, whether it's Amazon, whether it's e-commerce, general business knowledge, whatever, what have you, feel free to throw your question in the chat as we're kind of going through things here, and I'll go answer some questions and whatnot, and we'll have a good time. We'll be live for next hour, however long questions come through for, I suppose. And so we'll be here. So first up, we got Abdullah. Hi, Noah, you are my favorite. You have zero attitude. New seller, client is coming, same or any effect from war situation. I think that, we had this conversation internally as a company 2 weeks ago or so with the war. And my general kind of consensus is that realistically, there's going to be some kind of impact, right? At the end of the day, with anytime there's a war or anytime there's something going on in the global scale of things within the economy, gas prices are higher right now, which means more than likely fulfillment prices or logistics, I should say, are going to be higher in general as well. And so that's probably the biggest impact. Is we will have a little bit harder margins for some time and whatnot, but that'll also settle at some point in time, I'm sure, as well. So we'll see. A lot of AI tools, Amazon PPC with highly paid. So I think manual PPC will demand more in future. What you think? I still am a big manual PPC guy. I think tools are great for analysis, especially AI. I think AI tools are wonderful for analysis. Do I think that they can fully take over the job of a trained, advertising specialist? No, not really. Not at least at this point in time. I do think they show underlying things and they cut out a lot of the busy work of, PPC when it comes to like data review and things like that. But I still am not going to fully trust, because there's just, especially when you're dealing with selling, right? Because marketing and advertising, it's a form of selling, right? And the thing that AI still doesn't really understand is like general human conscious, I guess, or more so like buying habits. So like people talk about like AI agents and stuff, right? And there is this idea that in the near future, AI agents are going to be doing all the buying for people. But I don't see that being the case, at least not in the like super near future for the majority of people, because people buy from a very emotional place majority of the time. Like buying product, it doesn't matter what it is. There's some form of like emotion. You're trying to deal with some kind of pain. And sure, there are times where like you don't care about the specifics, but people tend to care about the specifics, and they are much more driven by marketing. It's always funny anytime I hear somebody talk about this idea of like, oh, I'm not influenced by marketing. It's like, that's just not true, right? There's nobody in the world who is not influenced in some way, shape, or form by marketing. That's just how it is. I don't see any Amazon listings with copy on the hero image. Does Amazon still allow that? I'm sure I could literally go to any category right now, search any product, and find one. Actually, I am on Amazon's homepage. Let's see. Oh, the charcuterie is coming back to bite me. I'm just on Amazon's homepage. Look at that. Text on the main image, text on the main image, text on the main image, text main image, text main image, text main image. So more text main image. Yeah. So, the way you do it is slightly differentiated from like historics. You can't like throw a badge up there or something, but just looking at Amazon's homepage, you can immediately see it, right? Text main image. So there you go. Simple as that. P. Wellstone, a frequent viewer. Hey, Noah. Do you have tips on structuring Amazon tasks/projects? Found it to be challenging since most of it are recurring things like optimizing ad bids, negating, redoing listing, SEO, running A/B, ... Is there a second part to this? No. Yeah, I think my general thesis with this, I've always believed in the idea of a cadence sheet. And you can do something as simple as just creating this in an Excel sheet or a Google sheet. You can utilize a task management software. Internally, we utilize Asana, which is great because you can set recurring tasks with very specific date timeframes. But my biggest thing with a cadence sheet, and this is like I guess just like a hack for getting more done in your day, is to sit down and think about anything. I mean, literally anything you do more than one time in a year. And that's kind of hard to think about because the aspect that like, yeah, you're doing a lot of things in a year, but anything you do more than one time in a year when it comes to like Amazon or anything like that, you should set up a cadence for it. So essentially, let's say the listing SEO, redoing that, you should probably do that once per month. So you'll create a tab for daily cadence, monthly cadence, quarterly cadence, right? And then annually cadence. And so you'll look at this and you'll say, okay, so our listing SEO, set a task for that for research once per month, right? And it recurs at the first of every single month. For something like negating, that's a once per week thing. Cool. So we'll do a daily, weekly, fantastic, once per week, add that there. Optimizing bids, that's a twice weekly, sometimes 3 times weekly thing. So cool. We'll do a daily check or a daily cadence for reviewing campaign performance, and then a 3 times recurring weekly one for specifically optimizing your bids. So the point there being is basically get a task management software, set recurring tasks, figure out your cadence of every single thing that you do, how often you should do it. Like there's tons of generic guides out there for like how often. Again, negations once per week with one major negation check once per month, optimizing bids 2 to 3 times per week, redoing listing SEO once per month, running A/B tests once per month, so on and so forth. Oh, we got Anthony who has a 4-part question. Hey, Noah, I want to make sure I'm understanding something correctly. I have an exact campaign with 5 highly searched keywords. If they are not getting conversions when I check them weekly, should I negate them and try another keyword in the same campaign in place of the ones they're not converting? So let's start with that one. So essentially, if you have 5 highly searched keywords on an exact campaign and you're getting clicks but no conversions, this comes back to the same thing. Anybody who's watched me a long time knows the idea of relevancy. Right? Relevancy is not a subjective term. It is data driven. Relevancy means, are people clicking on your listing? Are they converting? If they are not, your keyword is not relevant at the end of the day. It is a data driven term. Relevancy, again, you can have something like a deck of cards, and the search term or keyword cards could apply to this deck of cards. It could apply to a birthday card, a Mother's Day card. It could apply to note cards. There's tons of things that, and cards is a super high search volume term. So search volume doesn't really mean anything. It's just all about relevancy. So yes, I would negate things that are not relevant. Now, before you go through and say, I really should negate this, if you're getting some sales off of it, that may mean that you have a product detail page or a conversion rate issue more than it means that it's not a relevant term. So that's the big aspect to take in here. Part 3, also, would it be logical to test low search volume terms that are relevant as well? So in time, as keywords start converting, I will have a campaign with all 5 keywords optimized. Just want to make sure I'm understanding correctly on the right track. Thank you in advance. Yeah. Always try low search volume keywords. That's what we kind of consider to be just like incremental sales velocity, right? You should have gold panning campaigns going at all times, some broad match campaigns to try and find new potential search terms, regardless of the low, search volume they have, that you can gain incremental sales on, and that you can start ranking and indexing on. So definitely would do that. Now, a big thing when we go back to the idea of like, should you negate certain things? Our general rule of thumb is 20 clicks without conversion. If you're hitting 20 clicks without conversion, of any kind, right? That typically means that, yeah, you're going to want to start to look at things, because even 20 clicks with one conversion, that's at least a 5% conversion rate. But anything below a 5% conversion rate, you usually are going to have more so a relevancy issue than you are going to have a conversion rate optimization issue. How do I rank a product with 600 USD PPC monthly budget? I can't get more. Well, for one, you have to optimize your organic SEO every single day, or not every single day, every single month. It's actually funny you mentioned this, because I literally just recorded yesterday a video that will come out, I think, next week about how to do exactly this, get ranked #1. And it's all about organic SEO and like what makes sense. So definitely go watch that next week. But generally speaking, 600 USD isn't a ton. So you're going to want to find basically some very high traction, high relevancy, again, data-driven relevancy search terms to go off of. Now, you need to understand that you need to be like very, very critical of any wasted spend whatsoever. You cannot, with that low of a budget per month, like have any wasted spend. Even if you're wasting, you know, $20, $30, $40 of spend. Look, if you're wasting $60 of spend per month, that doesn't sound all that bad, but that's 10% of your entire monthly advertising budget gone to waste, right? And so you need to be very, very specific and critical on what you choose to target. Honestly, in situations like this, like really low budget or low bid, I should say, low bid auto campaigns can be fairly effective in finding new keywords and like gaining traction, because you'll find out what you can actually get sales velocity on from like a really low, I'm talking like 10 to 20 cent bid, which tends to help in situations like this. What are your thoughts on the upcoming 31st Amazon policy change on manufactured barcodes? We are the registered brand owner and have had SKUs requiring FN labels, which means extra labor. Do you think the new barcode policy will lift this requirement for brand owners? Yeah, I'm hoping so. So the real thing that I think a lot of people don't understand is that this is going in line with Amazon's change to commingled inventory. So it realistically was a change that was supposed to be made off of the idea that like resellers of a product. So if like you have, I don't know, like 10 different people selling this product, each person had to FN label this, because otherwise manufacturer label, it's all commingled, right? And so now they're getting rid of the FN or the labeling alongside of getting rid of the commingling. So the question then comes into, what do you do? So if you're a brand owner, I don't think you're going to be really all that affected realistically by this, and, you know, making it so manufacturer barcodes are kind of more so the norm for brand owners. I think if you're a reseller, this is probably a really, really big deal, because it's going to probably change a lot of your process. But I think we've seen this a long time coming. Amazon got rid of their ability to do labeling services. Then they're like, oh, commingling's dead. And now they're like, oh, the labeling is changed and it's dead. So I think there's a lot that can be said for it in that way, but I'm not too worried for brand owners, to be honest. Hi, Noah. What's your framework for deciding when to split versus consolidate ASINs to maximize total keyword real estate? Ooh, I don't really care too much about the keyword real estate side of things, to be entirely frank. The thing that I typically am going to focus on for when I should split versus consolidate is more so going to be around just sales in general from a child ASIN level and reviews. If you have, let's say, less than 250 reviews on every single one of your child ASINs, I would never split them out of a parentage. There's no reason to. If you have less than 500 even, I would say in some cases, because realistically, like those reviews are all mingling together, right? And that looks a lot better. Sorry, charcuterie is coming back to bite me. It was very spicy. Anyways, it looks a lot better to have a one product. Where's my hat? Whatever. It looks a lot better to have one product or one parentage that has 2,000 reviews than it does to have 6 individual child ASINs with 300 each, right? Or one that has 1,000 and then 5 that only have 200, right? So that's like the big aspect to think about, is that how many reviews do each one of these individual child ASINs have? Because you're always going to have a hero ASIN, right? And so more than likely one of those has way more reviews than the other ones. And that's more so going to be my thing, because review count and, you know, review star rating is a really, really big part of overall conversion once you get up there. Are you familiar with Quartile, and what's your opinion? I am familiar with Quartile. I won't go super in depth into my my opinion on Quartile here, but what I will say, and I will throw into the YouTube chat here, is that we do have a page on our website talking about Quartile. We've taken over many brands from Quartile that they were working with, and there is some consistent themes when it comes to automation software in general that you know, you can't really beat. So that's where I'll leave it. Feel free to check out that web page I sent though, and it will give you basically all of my thoughts on Quartile. In currently running a product targeting campaign for one of my top competitors, do you recommend my targeting as a sponsored brand video as well? Yeah, I would. You know, if you can target some branded terms for sponsored brand video, it usually can help. Just as, you know, it's one of those that you're not going to convert super heavily all the time unless you have a way better price. Just transparently. So if you don't have a better price than your competitor that you're targeting, you're going to waste probably a lot there, just because like people might check you out, but they're searching the brand name for a reason. Now that being said, looking at the overall of like, should you do a video? Yeah, I think that probably works better on like branded search terms, just because you're directly at the top there, your product is being showcased immediately. So even if you are a little bit higher of a price point, it's not that big of a deal at the end of the day. In the beauty category, they are pulling back on hero image requiring white backgrounds. Not sure if that's just the beauty image. No, I mean, they do stuff like that all the time in every single category. It's not just the beauty category, it's every category, but they just randomly will go through and basically start pinging people for not having the white backgrounds, so on and so forth. There are ways around it, like said, from like a main image hack perspective. So it's not the end of the world. You can find your way around it, but yeah, for a while they get real stickler in certain categories about it. Thanks for the value, Noah. When creating a new PPC campaign, what bid adjustments do you see working best? I mean, it depends on where you're at and what the goal with the campaign is, right? So if it's like a super high search volume, real high intent, you know, super competitive overall keyword or search term, I'm probably going to focus a little bit more on like top of search. Now, if I don't have the budget to like eat top of search all the time, I usually am going to focus, you know, rest of search, right? Honestly, for like organic, like rank 1 search terms, a lot of times I like making campaigns where I am showing up in rest of search over top of search for my bid adjustments. Because if I'm already ranked number 1 or number 2, if somebody scrolls past me, they'll go into the rest of search and be like, oh, fantastic, there I am again, right? And they may end up clicking the second time. And so it gives that. So it really depends on what your overall interest and what your goal with each individual campaign is, I suppose. Let's see. I also ordered your mag standard A+ enhanced images. Very excited to see what you guys come up with. Is it smart to lower budgets in the meantime to keep PPC warm rather than turn off? Yeah, I would never just turn off your PPC, because PPC works off of history, right? So the second you pause it, it's not like you're pausing things in place. It really is like you've just turned it off. So I'm always going to recommend for people to rather just lower their overall bids, I mean, not even their bids, lower their budgets, because if you lower your bid and your campaign starts to not perform, that also has a negative impact. Whereas if you just lower your budget, that's not as big of a deal. So yeah, I would probably just lower budget for the time being. Thanks, Noah. No problem. My question above 4th didn't get picked. Any reason why? Yeah, the reason why is because I don't see it. To be entirely truthful here, sir, I don't see every single one that comes through. it's a problem sometimes with these platforms. If I ever skip a question, guys, just go and put the question back in, because the likelihood is that I didn't see it, just because it's not on my back end screen here. So we commingle all of the questions from every single platform that we're streaming this on into one software here. And so sometimes that software skips ones for whatever reason. But yeah, if I ever skip something, just throw your question back in. Because something like this, where you say my question above didn't get picked, and you're asking why, it's like, well, I didn't see it, but you could have used this comment instead to re-ask the question, unfortunately. So that being said, I'm happy to answer whatever it is. You just need to throw it back in there. Hi, Noah. If I restrict delivery of a SKU to select locations and then run ads, will my ads only serve in those locations? I actually don't know the answer to this. I would assume the answer is yes, technically. Because I guess, well, no, I mean, I guess the answer there for like FBM standard, I mean, technically, yes. I don't know here. This might be the first time I've been asked this question. I actually don't know this, because I also would ask the question of like, why would you restrict delivery? Because I don't know why you would do. I mean, I guess maybe like FBM standard. My first inclination. Yeah, I don't know. I can find out, and this would make a interesting video, because I actually don't see any information on this, so I don't know the answer there. Let me do some testing and get back to you, because I don't know the answer. I'm stumped. I don't think I've been stumped in like 8 or 9 months, like realistically stumped. I usually have a general idea, but I don't know here. Wow. I'm hoping somebody on my team knows. Tried updating country-specific images for UK and US via CRL and other methods, but Amazon keeps rejecting them. Not winning contribution / low resolution. Any suggestions? So, all right. When you say not winning contribution, that sounds like you're a reseller and not the brand owner. So when primary contribution rights on Amazon are chosen from a few things. One, who is the primary seller of the product? So who sells the product more than other people? Two, are you the brand owner and other people are selling it? Three, who is making the most frequent and the most correct listing changes? So not just image changes, but listing changes as well. Yeah, I mean, that's what it sounds like. If you're not a reseller and you're having this issue, I would be kind of interested on that from a not winning contribution aspect. The low resolution, I mean, you should be having minimum 1500 by 1500. If your images don't have that, then that could be a problem. I've also seen this sometimes with the image file format. So I'll maybe change the image file format and see if that helps as well. But it sounds like you're a reseller and you just don't have primary contribution rights, would be my first thing. I have keywords that convert well but are low volume, and I have some keywords that are low conversion rate, high volume, but I am unsure which to prioritize in places like title. Do you go by total sales or by conversion rate? So that's a great question, and the answer is it depends, which I always hate having to give that answer, but there's not like a firm rule on this. Personally speaking, I'm usually going to optimize by highest potential sales volume. And I use the word potential very critically there. So for instance, you say they have low overall volume, or you have keywords you convert well on but are low volume, but those are what I'm assuming are total sales, whereas you have other high volume that are low conversion, right? So if that's the case, if you have something that's high volume, low conversion rate, that's okay, especially organically speaking in the title, because likely that has higher potential sales than something that is low volume and and high conversion, right? So that's kind of how I tend to look at it, is I focus more on what is potential sales rather than like which one is higher conversion rate or total sales, because you can have super high conversion rate on low volume stuff, and, you know, overall just not have that many sales at the end of the day. I use the Amazon seller app and my orders are in the open orders as 37 units. Does this mean that Amazon hasn't shipped them out? Yes, that is exactly what it means. Well, open orders, is it open FBA orders or is it open FBM? Because open orders, usually you're going to see that under the FBM side of things, which means that you may accidentally have your listing up as FBM and you need to figure out how to ship those units out, which, by the way, you can use Amazon to do for FBM orders, but just as a caveat there. So very much go check to make sure that it is open orders for FBA and not open orders for FBM. Secondary thing. If they are FBA, and this has been going on for a couple of days, a very frequent thing on Amazon is basically if Amazon can't actually confirm payment from the customer, it will sit as reserve open order until the payment is confirmed. It's also something that sometimes like some black hat sellers on Amazon will do to try and just like reserve up a bunch of inventory from their competitors. Greetings. Show is on an hour earlier now, and I keep forgetting. Yeah, time change and all that. It's kind of a pain. Do you recommend doing a hard SEO update or a soft one when updating SEO monthly? Usually, I guess I don't know what you mean by hard, soft. I think what you're kind of saying is a full listing edit, like a full copy overhaul, or just like a, you know, back-end search terms. 9 times out of 10, we're doing like a mix of the two, right? So back-end search terms, we're going to do like a hard overhaul in some capacity, but then front-end copy usually is a little bit softer. I have a question. Fantastic. You're in the right place. Well, my store is running good. I was getting sales, but then someone started to zero my PPC budget. I got clicks on my product, but no sales. I'm pretty sure someone was intentionally. I don't have the second part of this. Intentionally what? Intentionally what? Okay, so are you? I guess I'm not understanding the question either. You're saying then someone started to zero my PPC budget. I got clicks on my products, but no sales. I'm pretty sure someone was. Oh, are you trying to claim that you think that someone was like intentionally clicking on your ads and whatnot? I hear, okay, so this is a thing that I hear sellers who don't understand Amazon attribution say all the time. So the aspect of someone clicking on your ad on Amazon a ton of times to basically just use up all of your ad budget is super hard to do. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's super, super hard to do. From like a logistics standpoint. And the reason I say that is because logistically speaking, it would require somebody to have, I mean, let's say that you have a daily budget of $50 and your average cost per click is, 75 cents to $1, right? It would require somebody to have 50 different Amazon accounts, 50 different computers and click through all of them, which I'm not saying can't happen. But it's also a situation of how you also can see when people click on it. So what I would do here for, specifically this issue, pull your actual advertising reports by campaign level, and you can pull your ad reports to see hourly ad attribution. So if you see, for instance, that someone has, or you receive all of your budget clicks in like 1 hour during the day, yeah, maybe you might be getting targeted in some capacity. But if it's like a couple of clicks here, couple of clicks there, it sounds like you have a relevancy issue. And, you might have some people targeting your product in some way. There's a lot of other reasons. It's super rare that I say that someone is actually being like attacked on Amazon, because attribution on Amazon does not allow that. You can't, like, for instance, if I go to Amazon right now, and this is where a lot of people get confused on attribution. If I go to Amazon right now and I click on ad on Amazon, I can't then just press the back button and then click the ad again, press it again, and just continuously do that process. That doesn't eat up people's ad budget. That's not how advertising works. If it was that simple for people to ruin other people's ads, then nobody would ever advertise again. And that's what attribution is that it basically tracks and says, hey, this person on this account in this computer has clicked this ad within X amount of time frame. So if they click that ad again, we're not going to charge you double for that, right? And it's to literally stop exactly what you're talking about. So I got a quick question. Please answer truthfully without any attachments to catastrophic executions. I don't know what that means, but okay. Why does the creative ad set don't run accordingly on implemented timeline? What is the issue here to resolve? I don't know what that question means. I feel like I'm speaking a foreign language. This is not a dig at you, Erica. I just genuinely am kind of confused by this. And maybe somebody can help me out. I feel like I'm getting hit with curveballs today or something. Being pranked. Okay. No attachments to catastrophic executions. Why does the creative ad set don't run accordingly on implemented timeline? What is the issue here to resolve? The creative ad set don't run accordingly on implemented timeline. Erica, I really want to answer your question. I genuinely don't know what you're asking. I'm trying to think through like what this question could be. I'm hoping somebody in the chat maybe understands and can like elaborate. I just don't understand. I'm sorry. Will there be recorded to look back on? Yeah, I mean, all these get uploaded to our YouTube channel directly after the live stream. So please go check it out. I launched my own book. I got some review paid. Suddenly my book and account suspended. And same case with my client in private label, the review on my client listing 0. Yeah, so one that's called review manipulation, and it will ding you. And more than likely, if I had to guess, the reason your client also got it is because their account got linked to yours, because I'm guessing you were using the same account that you launched the book on and did this on to log into the client's account and do things. And so Amazon takes review manipulation super seriously. If you do it on one account, they will ban all other accounts as well. Unfortunately, there's not much you can really do there. It is rare for Amazon to overturn review manipulation cases or suspensions, I should say. I need a 2026 PPC guide. I didn't get 2 applied on the link. Let me know how I can get. Yeah, send a message over a podcast at myamazonguy.com, and you can somebody on anybody else who wants it, you can head on over to our website and check out our free Amazon tools. We have a 2026 guide over there. I'll have somebody throw it in the chat or something. I am starting a new product with new brands, single SKU. Tell me which campaign I can start the advertisement and why budget $10. $10 budget is way too small. I don't know what category you're in, but $10 budget is just realistically too small. It just, I can't recommend anything for you outside of maybe an auto campaign, like low budget or low bid auto campaign, because a $10 a day even budget is just way too small. Alongside the 2026 PPC guide, I would go check out our new seller launch deck. It's another one of our free downloadable guides. It'll give you a lot of information around like PPC launch and everything like that. So that would be my suggestion to you. Let's see here. Being told it's kind of laggy on the end of everyone. I haven't seen anything come through, but maybe. Hopefully not. Might be my mic, to be entirely frank today. If I am planning to launch a pet supplement in a jar, which has a UPC code, FNSKU labeling is still required. Not as far as the 31st. You gotta use that UPC. I currently have similar title bullets for all children. When would you start having different keywords in each variant to optimize the keyword real estate, since the variants should share indexing? Usually I'm not going to start that until I have a very solid foundation of like rank 1 keywords. If I'm not sitting somewhere between like 30 and 50 at minimum, probably closer to like 100 page 1 ranking keywords, I'm not going to start like going out all over the place, because you really, really need to focus on your ranking on like those top keywords, right? So you can add some, versatile indexing in there when it comes to back-end search terms. And I definitely would do that. Have some variation with your back-end search terms for each one of those different, child variations. But when it comes to like front-end copy, the stuff that's really going to get you ranked at the end of the day, I would not do much variation there. Here we go. US got deactivated for some Canada KYC nonsense, which I now sorted with correct docs. 15 days later, Canada active, USA still not. Is this normal? Amazon still looking into case. Anything else I can do? I would just continue escalating the case in the US. You probably need to call the direct seller support line. You could call Amazon Account Health Assurance, since it is a KYC issue. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's one of the issues of having like multi-marketplace is technically they do operate on different bases, and you probably will have to resubmit the documentation for the US side as well. Should I make any adjustments with my PPC targeting, or just wait for new assets to come in, test that, and then make adjustments? I strongly believe it's my listing that's not convincing customers. Yeah, I mean, I'm always going to be a proponent of doing consistent, adjustments around PPC targeting. But realistically, if like your biggest issue is your conversion rate, and it doesn't matter what target you have, like if you don't have any targets right now that have like even a decent conversion rate, we're talking like 5-8% at like a bare minimum, then in that case, it is likely your listing. Now, if you have some targets that are hitting like 10%, even with bad assets, then it likely is, yes, a listing issue, but more so a targeting issue. You just need to find some better relevancy targeting. About 2 months ago, the CPC for my product was around 80 cents. Then the product went out of stock. Now that it's back in stock, the cost per click for the same campaign has increased to $1.30. I'm also seeing the same higher cost per click in new campaigns. Sometimes I even bid $1.50 or more, but I still don't get any impressions. Why is this happening? If you experienced something like this before. Yep. So two different things here. One, likelihood of why it is higher is because 2 months ago was January, which is the lowest selling season of the year, and everyone drops their cost per clicks insanely. That's part of it. Now, number two within this as well is that when you go out of stock, you lose ranking. And when you lose ranking, you lose relevancy in the Amazon algorithm. And so it costs more to get you back into a good ranking and good area. This also goes through for your ad campaigns. And so essentially what you're kind of facing right now is this aspect that Amazon is unsure if your product is supposed to be within the rankings there. Now, if you're not getting any form of impressions whatsoever, and I have a video that I would look up if you just go to our YouTube channel, which you're on right now, and search in the little search box the word impressions. I have a video that goes through like 5 different scenarios for why you don't have impressions. I would go watch that. It's like a 5 to 10 minute watch. And that video has saved innumerable amounts of hours of pain for people. So go watch that, and I think it will probably solve your problems. Hi, Noah. How are you? What's your solution to the latest stranded inventory bug? Fun fact, I actually just uploaded a video onto our channel about that. Couple of different solutions we have seen some decent success with. If you're in the situation where it's stranded inventory, but your FBA listing is still live, the number one thing that we're seeing work is do a full update flat file. So a flat file full update with your listing. And that seems to push some of the ASIN to allow you to have it back. Seems like there's some mismatch with listing copy alongside potential UPC mismatches with the upcoming delivery date. Now, I think FNSKU stuff also probably has a factor here, because I'm not seeing this happen on people with like manufacturer barcode as often as I am for people who have like FNSKU code labels. So I think that's part of it here. But if you're in that boat, you're good. If you're in the boat where it's taken down your FBA and it's not even switching over to FBM, it likely is a catalog issue more than anything, and it'll be resolved here in a couple days. Submit a seller support case in the meantime, but unfortunately, there's not a ton with Amazon catalog, like bugs or issues or anything you can do. It's interesting how many of them they have lately. Because I feel like historically there haven't been this many issues, but maybe. Let's say I have heavy products that I want to only serve to nearby locals, and I want to understand what people in my delivery location search for. I had an idea to restrict zip codes through FBM and run auto ads. That way the search terms should be just from the ad served, and this is a roundabout way to geo-target in Amazon ads. Just an idea. Don't know if it will work or if it's been tried before. So last time I checked, I could be wrong on this, but last time I checked, I was just talking about this with someone earlier. I don't think you can get down to specific zip codes on your fulfillment settings. Could be wrong. Open to looking at that right now and looking at your shipping templates, because I was nearly positive you could not do specific zip codes anymore. Let's see. Let's create a new one. I'm just going to try this for myself right now, because why not? So we will do this all together now. So we'll do this one: domestic warehouse, fulfillment preferences, review. I don't know. We'll just do Amazon shipping, USPS. There we go. Maybe UPS. Cool. Fantastic. Weight region, delivery region. Yeah. So if you're doing like Amazon shipping, you can't do specific zip codes. I was almost positive on this, but like best possible delivery, longest delivery. Yeah, I was almost positive you can't do this. I think the most you can do from like a setup situation is this, where you do by region with like states. I don't think you can get granular with zip codes. I don't think there's any actual way to do that on your fulfillment. I could be wrong here. I know like historically for regions, you could set up like zone shipping. But Amazon, last time I checked, does not let you, get that granular. If you really wanted to get that granular with things with testing, you need to just do direct to consumer. And that's part of the reason why I don't think this is possible from an advertising perspective to specifically do that. Now, that being said, I know region specific advertising is fine. But doing like very location specific advertising is just not a thing on Amazon, unless you do something like DSP, I suppose, because DSP, you can actually get super granular into location and geo targeting from your advertising, which you could do that, but it's kind of expensive. Let's see. Happened to me. Amazon changed the winning contributor to a different seller ID of ours. So in our case, they changed it to our US seller token, even though our DE account was the main. Oh, is this the winning contributor thing? Contacted Sport and asked them to change the winning contributor since I am the brand owner. This wasn't too difficult. So what did you do? What was the outcome? Blah, blah. Asking what there's chats going on in my chat now, which I kind of like. I like when people are helping each other here. You need to make the main seller account. You are using the contributor. Okay, so he was in fact a brand owner. Okay, dude, I like how people are helping each other in the chat. This is what this community is about right here. Just sellers helping sellers at the end of the day. I have units in AWD warehouse, and about 100 units are inside of FBA facility. Why does it say the Amazon marketplace to people that they will receive the product in about 5 days? I have units in AWD, about 100 inside FBA. Are your current units in FBA? Are they currently in some form of FC transfer? Because that's probably why. If your units are in FBA, but they're in FC transfer, that's why. Secondarily to that, I would take and go to Amazon's inventory reports and look to see what the warehouse code that your products are currently in, because it could be that it's 5 days for shipping from New York to California, but it's 1 day from New York to New Jersey, right? So those are going to be some key differences you need to understand with where your product's at, and also if it's currently in the middle of transfer. 0 conversions, bad targeting. Yeah, if it's 0 conversions, Anthony, that sounds like bad targeting less than it is a bad product. That's the thing. So I would probably say in that capacity, you do need to do some testing on your targeting alongside updating your listing. Let's see here. Hi, Noah. Our Canada FBA gets filled through USA FBA. How strict is Amazon for English and French labeling for the Canada market? Currently, Canada contributes $80,000 to our bottom line. I guess the question when you say like English and French labeling, I'm a little confused what you mean by that. Do you mean like specifically the product packaging? Because if you're saying like, for instance, that like you're wondering if Canada has to be like French for the labeling, no, you don't have to do anything like that. I mean, as long as you're not misrepresenting the product as being in French or being in English when it is in French or anything like that, you're fine. You don't have to be super specific with that. I mean, there's nothing around your labeling, so to speak, that has to be that, as long as it's like correct UPC, the product packaging is the same that it should be, so on and so forth. I previously applied for brand registry in the health category, but was told my brand name was registered in the music category. Is there a workaround for this? I mean, you would have to change your brand name registry within probably USPTO, because that's usually when Amazon says that like your brand registry in a specific category, it has to do with the USPTO, which also means that likely you could have had a lawyer that kind of screwed you over because they registered your trademark in the wrong category, or they registered it in the music category because you weren't going to get approved in the health category. So that's also a possibility. I have seen that before. Some lawyers are scummy. Not all lawyers, but some. Some lawyers are just scummy, right? And so they maybe wanted to take your money and get you the trademark no matter what. And so they, trademarked you in the category they knew they could get you trademarked in, versus the one that would probably be more difficult. And then it goes to brand registry and it shows wrong category. So you got to check USPTO first. And if it is showing you on the USPTO, you would have to get that changed to do anything on the brand registry side. I feel like I'm running out of keywords that are very specific and also those that are descriptive. So I want to try to target more high volume keywords. Any tips on not putting budget down the drain? Here's what I'm going to tell you. From an advertising perspective, just focus on long tail and focus on, like, once you get to a certain point, just focus on anything that doesn't cost you a lot of money and gets you incremental sales revenue, right? I might lag here in a second as I'm doing this, but I found a product the other day that is a perfect example of the idea that it does not really matter what it is that you actually target from a product perspective, keyword wise. And let me show exactly what I mean. Here we go. Get keywords for, I hope this is the right product. It is. Okay. So I found this product the other day. Let me share my screen here. I think I'm lagging a little bit, but it's fine if I am. So I found this product the other day. It's just an eye vitamin, right? And I found this while I was doing my SEO video. If you sort by search volume for this product, all of the keywords that they have ranking in some way here from like a search volume or indexed for from a search volume, orders placed by me, right? Subscriptions on my account, right? Let's see. There was another couple. Online shopping, buy again, FSA, past orders placed by me. Like, these are things obviously that people are searching because it's people who, I don't know, are like tech illiterate in some capacity or another. It's actually crazy to think that like 490,000 people every single month are searching orders placed by me in the Amazon search bar because they don't know where their account settings are. I think that's kind of humorous in a way. It does say something about the general people who tend to be on Amazon. But that being said, the big thing with this and the point I want to point out there is that after a while, the idea of like, if you have enough overall volume from your keywords and everything and search terms, you just got to look for the incrementals, things that aren't going to break the bank. They're not going to raise your ACOS or anything like that, but they're long tail phrases that are semi-relevant that get you incremental sales revenue over time. Yes, Amazon states the Canadian laws state that labeling must be bilingual. I'm almost positive that's not true. Canada label. Oh, so this is in specific category, which is why. And specific for Quebec, which is why. Now I'm curious what your category is, because I'm guessing that more than likely that's the case. So it's not actually for everything. So for instance, I'm guessing here that you're selling a food, beverage, cosmetic, or health product, which, yes, you have to be bilingual with those things. That's just Canadian. That part, yes, I would agree. I thought when you were saying label, I thought you meant like FN SKU label or UPC, right? And I was like, that doesn't really make sense for why it would have to. But when we're talking about like nutrition facts and things like that, that part, yes. So like CPG type stuff, that would make sense for me. But unfortunately, yes, that probably is the case. Nutrition labels. It would make, actually, that's a great thing. It would make no sense to not have nutrition labels in one of the primary two languages that somebody speaks in their country. Recently moved from 1P vendor to 3P seller. Brand owner. Nice. Our buy box is currently suppressed because our pricing does not match the previous vendor RRP. What steps can we take to regain the buy box? Lower your price. Lower your price and slowly over time inch up your average selling price. That's your real option. Unfortunately, the realistic thing here is that you have to. Amazon doesn't mess with like high pricing errors. They're not just going to randomly get rid of it. You need to have an average selling price, and the only way you can get an average selling price is by selling the product. Best way to do this: slowly inch up price. This is why when you transition from like vendor to seller side, typically it's best to do like a transition period versus like just immediately turn off the switch. Do new campaigns have existing data on one ASIN? Does each campaign help each other out or on one account? Say I pause an exact campaign to save data and launch another exact, it'll still have the same data. No, campaigns typically are focused on like their own data. Now there is the aspect of what you're probably talking about is more so back-end algorithmic data. So like product ranking and relevancy towards certain categories and certain targets. That data is going to be, yes, ASIN specific versus like, you know, campaign specific, which will help out individual other campaigns. Any tips on targeting products that are outside of your product category? I have products that get bought alongside our product, but are maybe hard to target due to little relevancy. Yeah, actually, this is a great one. There's you can use from a search or from a report perspective. What's the name of that? Market basket analysis. That's what I'm thinking of. So for instance, that's something that I would definitely do at the end of the day. So like, for instance, I'll just share this real quick. We'll do down so that people can see it. There we go. Yep. So if we actually look here, I'm not sharing my screen. So Wellstone, great example here. If you go to your brand analytics and go to your market basket analysis, you can actually sort by combination percentage. So we have like number of orders. So like how many orders somebody actually, you know, bought this alongside. So for instance, you know, for this product down here, it's only 2%, right? 2% of the total orders, 2% of the total orders that people buy this product, they also buy this one, but it's 270 total orders, right? Same thing with this one where it's 2.5, 80 orders. You know, this is a random one, but this is what I would use as your market basket analysis. And it's honestly one of the easier things at the end of the day. Again, super low bid, super low budget, but it's incremental sales. If you can help along some of these products that people typically purchase alongside, it's the same likely customer demographic, then there's no reason you shouldn't do minor targeting towards them. Hi, I want to change my Amazon model from online arbitrage to brand direct, but I don't know where to start. Can you recommend any videos that go really basic? I'd like to understand terms, processes, and value adds. I don't know any off the top of my head for like brand direct type stuff. I'll be entirely frank. Brand direct is really difficult in this day and age because you're not competing just, I mean, you're now when you do brand direct, you're competing with giant corporations. You're competing with Pattern, right? And if you don't know Pattern, look up Pattern because that's what they are. They're, 1P brand direct, right? They are a brand direct wholesaler essentially. And they're now so large that they got listed on, the NASDAQ or the stock exchange, whatever, with their own thing, even though their value is going down a little bit, whatever. The big thing there is that brand direct is so hard. The only way realistically in this day and age for like somebody to break into brand direct is either like one, build yourself like a catered audience. Like for instance, me, I get probably 1 to 2 brands per month that offer for us to sell their products on their behalf. Right. And that's what brand direct is. If anyone is curious, that's probably the big thing, but like, you can go around, find brands that aren't selling on Amazon that you know about, and you can offer to do it for them. That's the best way to do it. But I don't have just like a recommended video on it, unfortunately. It's just really hard in this day and age. Category is kitchen and dining. Kitchen and dining. We are adding custom printed zippered poly bags for food storage items. So based on what you found, we are okay with custom printed bags in English only. Thanks. Yes, because it's not a consumable. So most of the time with not most of the time, with the Canadian law around it, right? It is specifically for consumable type products that are going to have labeling facts around the product. So ingredients in the product typically. And that's where they say it has to be English and French. So if you're not selling something that's like ingredient oriented, then yeah, you'll be fine with that because it's not something that actually has to have like a labeling standard to show the ingredients of it. My question about brand registry was about another seller having the same brand name in a different category. Is it possible to have the same brand name registered in different categories for different sellers? Yeah. If you go to the USPTO, you can literally see that, I don't know, type in literally any word and you'll see that there's like 45 different people who all have that same word trademarked. You can have a trademark or a word mark. You can have a logo mark. You can have all sorts of trademarks that brand registry will accept based on different categories. That's why the USPTO does trademarks based on category. Because for instance, 2 different people could be selling very, very, very different products, but also both came up with the same name around the same time. And there's no reason that they're going to compete with each other. Now, there are certain circumstances where if you're a large enough brand recognition type name, you're not going to be able to get it, right? So people aren't going to be able to, trademark Apple for, some random thing at this point in time. But for a lot of just like random word marks and logo marks and things like that, yeah, you can get brand registry and trademarks. Makes sense. So I always have an ongoing exact phrase broad and auto, then just edit inside them as needed. Yeah, definitely. But you should also add some new ones in there as well. You should create new campaigns. Don't just add things all the time. No more than 5 to 10 targets per campaign at any given time. Outside of auto, of course, but everything else, keyword basis, 5 to 10 targets. Yeah, I'm using the basket analysis, but for example, some are travel books that are bought alongside our travel gadget, but I haven't had any luck when trying to target. Yeah, it's super incremental, and I wouldn't target for things like that. I would not target the specific product, right? If you're seeing multiple of a similar type of product, I would do a category targeting. rather than a direct product, because it means that people who generally purchase in that category, and this is where we would consider like a cross-sell situation, right? And there's actually something you could do as well here, and I'll kind of show it, or I'll see if I can show it. But that would be, there are specific like Amazon Marketing Cloud audiences that are built for this exact thing. So if I go to Amazon Marketing Cloud, I forgot what the exact name is. Let me see here. Let's do audience. I will find it for you real quick. Maybe they don't have it anymore. There used to be a audience that was specific to bought in similar categories. I don't see it right now, but it is one of those things that if you can find it, I would utilize something like that within that ad as well when you're doing category targeting. Just because you can see obviously that it's like something that people would utilize, right? And how they would do things, or how they purchase the general customer. When do you recommend sponsored display campaigns? Not often. I usually don't recommend spending more than like 2-3% of your total budget on sponsored display. Usually you're going to be wanting to spend a couple $1,000s, $5,000-$10,000 before I even think sponsored display is going to make any difference. Biggest aspect for sponsored display is going to be like retargeting and audience targeting. But realistically now, again, with like the ability to make your own audiences within Amazon Marketing Cloud, sponsored display is, it is what it is. It's just DSP light. So it's okay, but don't focus a ton of time on it. It's not super high conversion heavy, but it is awareness driven more than anything. So it's a big part of it. Anyways, all right, guys. That's all the questions today, and we're just about out of time, so it works out well. And my voice is given out because I've been talking all day today. But all that being said, again, my name is Noah Wickham. I'm VP of Sales and Marketing here at My Amazon Guy. If you guys don't know who we are a full-service Amazon and direct-to-consumer agency. We work with over 400 different brands every single month on basically growing their sales online in e-commerce. So if you're somebody who also wants your sales to be grown and wants to scale on Amazon or in direct-to-consumer marketplaces, feel free to reach out to us, book a call with one of my expert team members, and they will walk you through how we can. So all that being said, I'll be back next Friday again. It's this same time, 12 p.m. Eastern. Until then, everyone have a great weekend and a great week ahead. See you, everybody.